Fences. We see them everywhere. Neatly lining suburban yards, framing old farmhouses, even starring in metaphors about good neighbors. But have you ever stopped to think, what makes up a wood fence? Today, we're breaking down the real structure behind that charming facade. Let's get into the anatomy of a wood fence. All right, before we dive into it, let's get one thing straight. There are a lot of ways to build a fence. You can substitute different types of posts, different lengths of posts, different materials. You can set them in wet concrete or dry concrete. Heck, you can drive a steel post. We've been doing a lot of that lately. But what I'm going to talk about is the average way, the way you see the majority of fences built here in the United States. If you build them differently, I'd love to hear how. With that being said, let's start with the fence post. The real muscle behind your fence. Typically, 4x4 pressure-treated lumber, these posts are buried at least a third of the height in the ground and set in concrete. Concrete footings help resist shifting from frost heave, wind, and overall time. It's not just about digging a hole, it's about making sure the whole fence stays upright and aligned. The rails themselves are horizontal supports that run between the posts. For a 4-foot tall fence, you'll typically see 2. For a 6-foot tall fence, you'll see 3. And for an 8-foot tall fence, you'll see 4. These rails are the backbone of your pickets. They carry the load and provide rigidity against wind and gravity. Now for the part everyone sees, the pickets. These are the vertical boards that define the style of your fence. You can space them tightly for privacy or leave gaps for that classic open air look. For the top of the pickets, dog ear tops are the most common, but styles like Gothic or scallop can really elevate the design. A kickboard, also known as a rot board, runs horizontally along the base. It takes the hit for moisture, weed trimmers, and debris instead of your pickets. Now, this is more of a regional thing. You see a lot of rot boards used in the south, the southwest, less of them used in the Midwest and the north. It's especially important in areas with heavy rainfall or poor drainage. Let's talk footers. Posts should sit in concrete footings that are at least 3 times the widest diameter of the post itself. And as far as depth, they should be a minimum of 30 inches deep. But also, you need to take into account your frost depth. The post should be, again, a minimum of 30 inches, but 6 inches deeper than the frost line in your county. When you're pouring the concrete, some people choose to start with a few inches of gravel to promote drainage. Then you can pour concrete around the post and slope the top of the concrete away from the post to shed water. Post caps aren't just for looks, they protect the exposed end of your post from absorbing rain and splitting. As for gates, they deserve extra reinforcement. Add a diagonal brace, proper hinges, and good latch to keep it swinging freely and staying square over time. As for the brace, let's take a minute and talk about that braces should be in compression, meaning they would start at the lower corner closest to the hinge, going up to the top corner furthest away from the hinge. The idea is that as gravity is pulling down on that gate, the horizontal brace is transferring that down to the corner closest to the hinge and pushing that pressure off onto the post. So the next time you walk past a tidy picket fence, know this: it's not just wood and nails, it's posts, rails, pickets, concrete, and careful planning. Build it right and your fence will stand tall and proud for years to come. Want to watch us build a fence? Check out a video where we built a fence right there.